So if it looks like this, I can't even imagine. I honestly can't imagine a storm doing this. I've never seen even models read like this before, so can't believe it. Sitting down for the first hurricane update in a long time. We've had a relatively quiet hurricane season the last couple years, nothing that I've even really needed to talk about. But this hurricane is looking insane, and I gotta give you guys an update. Alright everyone, hurricane season is here. The biggest storm of the season, and honestly of several seasons, is predicted to head towards Florida. Over the years I always try to make these vlogs when Florida is a target because information is key, and hurricane vlogs are honestly some of the most memorable times that I've had in my life. As you can see from this footage here, and from the intro, I'm not in Florida right now. I'm actually in Hawaii, shooting stuff like this. The intro is footage that I've been stacking out here for a vlog for you guys. I'm currently on the Big Island. It has some of the best star viewing on the entire planet. Something my videography and photography portfolio doesn't have is astral shots and time lapses like these ones. So I've been stacking those up. I've been really stoked on that. I'm going to be flying home the day after tomorrow on Monday so that I can be home in time for the hurricane on Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to go over all the models, all the important information that you guys need so that you guys can stay safe during the storm. I will hopefully be doing updates every single day. We'll see how the Wi-Fi is out here in Hawaii. So we're going to start by looking at Mike's weather page. Mike is a legend. SpaghettiModels.com. He's got all the models there for you guys to look at. The most important thing to know about hurricanes is there's really no way to predict them. We have no idea whether this thing is going to ramp up to Category 4 or if it'll just turn into a tropical depression. There's a whole bunch of factors that we're going to talk about. We're going to factor in this video. So the latest model came in 5 p.m. from the National Hurricane Center. Very important website to use. If you live in Florida, if you live anywhere that is affected by hurricanes, you need to be familiar with this website. So right here we have the cone. The cone is the prediction of where the eye wall could pass over. Not the effects of the storm, the eye wall. Very important to note. Something that we've been seeing about with this storm is that it is rapidly intensifying right now. It's absolutely blowing up on the radar. So Mike does updates. If you guys aren't familiar with Mike's weather page, he's a really good guy to watch. If you want to check out his video, it is in the description. He has the radar pulled up right here. And as you can see, it is blowing up. This thing looked like just a little storm a couple days ago. It's just honestly a couple bands of rain a couple days ago, and now it is getting huge. So we're going to be watching for convection. We're going to be watching for circulation. A couple things that I want to point out that are very important is if this storm makes landfall north of where you live, it would be bad. It's taking me to Hawaii. So this is our storm right now. That's what it's looking like. It's not that well organized, but the conditions are extremely favorable right now. The thing is with a lot of hurricanes in the past is there's always like a shear or a pressure, high or low pressure, that will kind of affect the storm's ability to intensify. This storm is going to go relatively uncontested. It seems like Fiona kind of like paved the way for this thing to just get shot right up into the Gulf. So we're going to go into the models. In the past, I've seen hurricanes hit Cuba and hit the mountains in Cuba and get ripped apart. This is something that we've been looking at for the last few days, whether it was going to go over the mountains in Cuba and get ripped apart. It looks like it has been pushed way west. It's still too early to tell, of course, but if it does go west of the Cuban mountains and makes its way into the Gulf, when hurricanes hit the Gulf, they get stronger. That's just a fact. So, with this prediction here, I love when the predictions show something that hasn't happened in recorded history. There's never been a hurricane of this magnitude, or so they're predicting, to make landfall on Pinellas County in Tampa Bay. It's never happened. So if this happened, this would be a historical storm. This would be very bad. There would be a lot of flooding, an insane amount of rain. And as you can see with the fetch of the storm spinning like this, how it's going counterclockwise. Obviously the wind north of the storm is pulling water offshore. So anywhere south of where the eye hits, all from here all the way down here, is going to experience catastrophic flooding. That's really the only way to put it. 10-foot rise of sea level. It's insane. We've seen it happen time and time again. So I'll be flying back home, getting home around 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Cutting it kind of close. It's something to watch. It's very important that you start looking into the storm, that you start looking into the possibilities of it hitting where you're at. There's no way of knowing for certain where it's going to hit. We're only really going to know where this thing is going Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, if it looks like this, I'm not sleeping. There's just absolutely no chance. So Wednesday morning. So if it looks like this, I can't even imagine. I honestly can't imagine a storm doing this. I've never seen even models read like this before. So it's really intense. Another thing that's crazy that we should look at is the intensity guide here. It was much lower a couple days ago. So as you can see, the categories of hurricanes: 60 mile an hour wind, 80, 100, 120, 140. These were much lower yesterday. Most of the models were predicting it to be a Category 2, Category 3 max. As you can see here, this is Category. A lot of models going into Category 4, one hitting the ceiling of the Category 5. So that's pretty wild. And I mean, you look at these models, that is insane. These will be the best waves on the Gulf in years. But we don't know. So I'm going to be posting updates. I think it's really important that you guys just try to keep tabs on this storm because it could be a very dangerous storm. By far the gnarliest predictions for a storm that I've seen in the last few years. So just watch it. Look for updates on my Instagram. I'll be putting updates here on YouTube hopefully every single day. Like I said, I'm flying home on Monday. I'll be getting back Tuesday. I have a 14 hours of travel time to go from Hawaii to Florida. I was planning on spending some more time out here and getting some more time lapses and filming, but I can't not go home for this hurricane. Given the fact that I have pets, I got family there, we're going to have to move some stuff. I have some hard drives in my house that I absolutely will not leave on the island if this storm hits. Got to protect all the content. Got some jet skis to take off the lifts. But, hurricane season in Florida, it's an exciting time. It's adrenaline-filled, to say the least. We'll be having a little hurricane party with myself and my friends. Once we get back home, I'm going to vlog everything. Hurricane vlogs are some of my favorite vlogs to film. So expect a couple more videos where I sit down like this and I talk to you guys about the storm. As of right now, it's too early to know what the storm's going to do, but it's never too early to start preparing. I hear all the grocery stores where we live in Florida are completely sold out, so all my friends have been stocking up on water. We'll be fine. I got some generators back at home. Stuff like that is really important. We're going to almost for sure see power outages across Florida if this thing does half of what they're predicting it could do. See if there's anything else that I missed that I could show you guys. There's some crazy flood maps. I'll throw the flood map up on the screen. This is a prediction for Pinellas County where I live. As you can see, 10 feet of water they're predicting. And, look at the rainfall predictions as well, like 15 inches, 20 inches of rain some places. It's pretty serious. It's pretty serious. We're going to keep watching it. And that's pretty much all we can do. As I said, it's still too early to know exactly what this thing's going to do. I'd say by Monday, tomorrow night, Monday, we'll have a pretty good idea. But there's really no way to know what this storm is going to do until it hits the Gulf. Because when it hits the warm Gulf water, it's going to hit some very favorable conditions. And it could rapidly intensify, as we've seen before. We've watched storms go from tropical storms to Category 4 hurricanes in less than 24 hours. So that's what you have to watch. You have to make sure that this thing is not just entering the Gulf, ramping up, and then, could hit Florida in some remarkable fashion. I mean, most of the time these things are underhyped, but this is definitely a storm to keep your eye on. I have a feeling this is going to be like full lockdown of the island. Last time a hurricane hit Florida, I think it was Irma, when they evacuated the islands, and they wouldn't let us back on the island that we live on, so we had to swim across, paddle across on surfboards. I'll play a little bit of that footage for you guys just to kind of get those hurricane vibes going. Stay safe, everybody. Look for updates, and just watch this thing. Check the National Hurricane Center. Check it regularly. Maybe we'll see a historical storm. This shows the eye of the hurricane passing directly over my house. Something that has never happened in recorded history. That's just worst case scenario. That right there, that model run is the worst place that the eye could be. We have no idea where the storm's going to go. We have a lot of time. A couple of days, start preparing yourselves, inform people, let them know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a new video, new update. Flying home, chasing a hurricane. Wish me luck. I have so much other stuff to talk about that we have planned, but we'll worry about that later because it's time for some hurricane updates. See you guys soon. Alright, we're in a pitch black town right now. Ghost town, dude. This is intense.
Don't slip!
We tried to get on the island first thing in the morning on Monday, which is the morning after the storm hit. They would not let anybody on, so we went down a couple of streets across from the island that we live on to go find a spot to hopefully paddle across. I had a friend who stayed on the island the entire time. He said he could pick us up, but we were worried about the intersection that we had to walk past because we weren't sure if they were going to let anybody walk across. So we found our spot. It was about 50-mile-an-hour winds at the time. The video does no justice to just how gnarly it was to sneak across. Check that footage out again really quick. Mission back to the beach begins. We got a full battery, got an empty memory card. Oh my gosh. Back on the island. Yes. Oh. Well, I guess we're not going that way. Hey Mom, you have a new tree in your house, in case you didn't know.
Should I be afraid?
We have absolutely no power. I'm sitting here editing in the complete darkness. Got this Anchor powerhouse to keep my laptop charged, and now I'm going to drive around to hopefully find enough service on my phone to hook my hotspot up to my computer to upload a YouTube video. We out here struggling to get uploads, guys. How you feeling, Augie?
You know, you have a nice carpet.
Dude, look at the time.
Oh my gosh. You can walk straight to that island. That is never like that.
No water in the bay.
Whoa.
There's no water in the bay right now.
The tide is out like 6 to 8 feet right now, and it's supposed to be high tide. So this is obviously a sign of a surge. It sucks all the water into the storm, and then when the storm passes, all that water gets stacked back in with more because the wind's gonna be on shore like, what, 80 miles an hour when it passes? This thing's not accurate. I don't think it works. Let's not fall 15 feet. I'm currently hiding out from the rain.